I love your conversation. No? At least I am looking on the other perspective, which
Ah,
yan. At least I am seeing because I'm not really informed of what Marcos did. Actually, I don't have any political colors. I just work for the Philippines, not for Aquinos or not for
Good.
Marcos or anything. We have to prioritize the Philippines. But with regard to the one that you have mentioned about the reliable sources, because me as a
Aha.
person who works in academe, for me, reliable sources are those product of
Aha.
researches. Talaga, sir. It's just that
Yes.
we
And not
cannot
just that, sir, first-hand information are reliable sources. So, these researches are actually second-hand information. So, mas maganda pa rin na pumunta tayo dun sa objective data. So, yun objective data, yun actually ang mga sources ng researches. These researches are actually second-hand information only. So, mas reliable ang observable data, ang objective data kesa sa researches. Kasi ang researches, meron na tong conclusion ng researcher, meron na tong opinion, meron na tong ano. Pero this is why I am saying na kesa dun sa mga narrative, kesa dun sa mga written, it's better na tayo ang mag-decide through our objective based from the objective data. So instead na maniwala ako sa subjective narrative, kasi even I can cite you books na made from propaganda that na sinasabi na it came from research. Pero what we can do is we can look for first-hand information, then decide it ourselves. Mas maganda yun, yung tayo ang gagawa ng opinion from first-hand information.
Okay. So that's true, Sir Kahay, no? However, in research, we have a lot of things to consider. We have to avoid research bias and then the researchers' subjective interpretation of the data. So,
Mhm.
since we, diba, as you mentioned, we have to base our the information that we are going to gather on the data which are objective, which are observable. But those phenomenon or phenomena that we are really encountering are cannot be recorded and we can only record that by doing research, right?
Mhm. Ang problema kasi dito Sir Michael, sinasabi mo na just because it came from YouTube and TikTok, it's not reliable. Yun yung problema natin. Sa akin naman, any platform, mapa books, mapa videos, mapa YouTube, mapa TikTok can be a reliable source of information. There are researchers that are in TikTok. There are historians that are in YouTube. So are you saying just because it came from YouTube, wala na yung credibility nila?
Actually, I'm not invalidating their credibility, Sir Coker. It's just that it would be because of the possibilities that that particular video is reliable or not. We cannot really depend on that because of some reservations. And
That reservation came from your doubt. However, not because you have doubt, that means it changes the credibility of the video. It changes the credibility of the of the research. Kasi researchers, kung historian, they do research, and kung mata-translate nila yung research into a video na ngayon nga ginagawa na yung research tina-translate na to video, both can be a reliable source. Hindi na ngayon written lang ang reliable source.
okay,
We
because
should be we should be we should adapt to the modern world na hindi na tayo dapat one track mind na dapat written lahat. This written information can also be translated to videos. 'Di ba? They can read it through the video. They can actually give us more proof through videos. So, ang problema kasi dito, videos cannot be printed, cannot be posted on books. And ang all they can cite are kung nasa book to, they can actually cite videos there na this is one of the sources. This is one of the videos that you can see my proof. May mga books na ganun na ang proof nila are videos. You can watch it through this link. Pero not because it's video, it came from YouTube, hindi na yun reliable source. So it depends upon how you fact check them. It depends upon how you fact check them. Doon
okay,
tayo
so yes.
nagkakatalo-talo.
Maybe we can agree on that particular thing that we
Yes.
have to do a follow-up check or a fact
Yes.
check.
Always
Okay,
fact check
so we will agree
wherever
on
it
that.
came from.
Okay, So because there is no absoluteness of a certain material if it
Yes.
is reliable or not, it will always go back to us. The essence. So based on what I can get from here is the existential truth will always based on how we fact check things, right?
Yes.
That's why
Because I want
your particular
everyone, sir.
fact check
Sorry.
will be different from mine because it's a
Mhm.
two separate bodies and we have ways to
Yes.
consider and then standards that we have to consider. I love
Yes.
that, sir. Okay,
Ah,
next. Sige.
for me, Sir Michael, I want everyone because I believe that everyone has the capacity to to be everyone I believe that everyone can be intelligent.
Yeah.
I believe to that.
Yes.
So
We
I
have to
want
consider that.
everyone
Mm-hmm.
to prove I want everyone to make their opinion based on their objectivity.
Mm-hmm.
So give us objective data, then let everyone decide. Kasi I believe that everyone can be intelligent. I don't want to underestimate anyone.
Yes.
Kaya magbasa
That's
tayo ng
true.
mga narrative na syempre yung narrative yun based yun sa subjectivity ng taong yun,
Mm-hmm.
'di ba?
Yes. Sa bagay in research writing talaga, there is always a research bias which
Yes.
skew the result of of the result. That's true. I'm not invalidating that. And then another, sir, the one that you have mentioned, I just have a question. Patulog din
Mhm.
sir. You mentioned a moment ago that the backbone of our economy is the power or the
Yes.
electricity itself. I beg to disagree because based on what I know, the backbone
Mhm.
of our economy upon checking the agrarian reform and then some sources such as the different laws that was passed by the Senate, it's the agriculture in the Philippines. So the backbone of a certain
Okay.
country will always go back um to the majority or to the massa and to the one which keeps the economy uh, of the um of the country stable. So it's not really the power plants or the
Give me
electricity, it's
give
the
me
agriculture.
give me an industry na hindi gumagamit ng
Mm.
energy.
Sir, what if wala tayong kainan lahat because of agriculture? Let me go back. Let
Give
me ask you
give
that
me
question.
give me hindi ba gumagamit ng energy ang agriculture?
Hmm? Pero
Hindi
sir,
ba
my
gumagamit
point
ng
is,
energy?
what if may energy tayo, wala tayong makakain, wala tayong rice?
Sir, yun yang sinasabi ko na kahit pumunta dito ang mga industries, sige, puro tayo agriculture. Do you
Mhm.
think it is enough? Ang sinasabi ko lang, it is the backbone of all industries actually.
I beg to
Every
disagree.
industry is using energy. That's why we need to supply this industries energy so that we can maximize these industries. Mapa agriculture 'yan, mapa factories 'yan, mapa ngayon ano na parang we are in the modern world. Marami ng iba-ibang industries. And we need to maximize this. The backbone of every industry are energies, different kind of energies. So we need to supply it. Ngayon, para ma-maximize natin yun, kailangan talaga nating palaguin yung energy na every time na mag-work yung mga industries na yun, pag nandyan yung agriculture, ngayon agriculture is starting to be very modern. So ngayon, kailangan pag nag-start na mag-work ang aanin natin yung agriculture kung nagsisimula na silang mag-work tapos biglang 8 hours walang energy sila, mapipila yung industry na yon. This is why I am saying na the backbone of the economy is really energy kasi kahit anong industry, magsabi ka ng industry na hindi gumagamit ng energy, there's none. And everything can be maximized with energy. Everything can be fully used and fully yun nga, maximized with energy. So yun, importante na pag itong mga backbone ng industries, itong mga backbone ng economy natin gumalaw, we can supply it and we can
Okay.
maximize it.
But I will stay to the point. Okay, I love that
Yes
point,
po.
sir. That's true, no? Sometimes it's a
Yes,
product
fully
of
utilized.
innovation
Thank
and
you, Ate Rose.
industrialization. That's why we have to
Mhm.
consider energy as one of the backbones. Then, but upon checking some laws passed, there are only few for those laws passed that is connected to energy, but it always go back to the ano tawag dito sa agriculture because upon knowing now, because majority of us here in TikTok, admit it or not, we are the elite. We are the one who can afford those to buy cell phones, to buy internet, to buy data. But the real people or
Sir, that's
yung
for
masa talaga.
Philippines. How about Singapore?
And then
How about Singapore? Ang backbone ba nila ano? Agriculture?
yeah, That's our problem. We keep on comparing our country compared to others instead of
No,
working
ang
on our
sinasabi,
own country.
Sir Jan, ang ibig sabihin, this is more general. This is more general.
No, sir.
Kung ano man
This
yung
is not
country mo,
general
kung
because
ano
the
man yung country
existential
mo,
group or the
mapa, ang
realities of a
backbone nyo
certain
is
country is different
agriculture.
from the other country. Iba-iba ang
So, ano,
katotohanan
paano
natin.
na yung backbone ng Singapore? Paano yung backbone ng Singapore? So, hindi malakas yung ano nila since hindi malakas ang agriculture nila?
Mhm. Hindi.
So, hindi malakas ang
The
economy
reason that
nila?
I am referring to, before we work out or compare from Singapore, we have to first work on our own country. Ano ba yung katotohanan sa country natin?
Yes.
Is that possible ba that they are doing is still applicable
This
to
is
a
why I
government
am
in our country
saying,
or not? Mhm.
so that we can maximize all industries like agriculture, we need to supply energy. So energy should be always available.
Yeah.
Ah, ah, aanhin natin yung agriculture kung hindi natin na ma-maximize, may magugutom pa rin kasi kulang yung napoproduce. But if we have enough energy to supply for agriculture, mas marami ang makakakain. Sino makakabili kung gutom ang lahat kasi konti ang napoproduce?
Yes, that's
So
true.
energy is the backbone of every economy, of every industry. So
Okay.
if agriculture is the backbone of the Philippines, it is not the backbone of all industry. So
Okay. That's
every
true.
industry needs energy. So in the end, the backbone of all industries of all fields are energy is energy. So
Mhm.
we need to agree on that because we cannot this is not a general this even if you can apply this to all industries, to all country. Lahat ng ano natin kasi we need to look at the best solution. We need to look at kung titingnan natin ang agriculture, what is agriculture kung hindi sila makapag-work, kung wala silang energy? And energy is in a lot of forms.
Okay,
So
yeah, that's
yun.
true. Okay, but
So
you're
yun.
referring to the nuclear energy and to the
Yes.
electricity, right? Because yeah,
Yes.
it's vague. Okay, but my point, another point, sir, is before our ancestors were able to work and then nakapagtrabaho tapos anong tawag, nakapagtrabaho, nabuhay ng matiwasay without energy, but people cannot survive with without food, di ba? But
Sir,
I
walang
understand also
problema sa
your point.
agriculture.
Wait lang,
Ang
sir.
problema sa statement ko,
I
it
understand
supports
your point
all
that
industry.
yeah, we have
It
to,
supports all
what we call
industry.
this, we have to go to the current time, to the current era, which energy is also needed. Tama? As I am
Yes.
synthesizing. Okay. Okay, next, sir. Next, last na. Patulog na din ako. Wait lang.
Sige, go.
Ah,
Good job,
okay.
good job.
It's okay. Yeah. Another, sir, is the idea of historical revisionism.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
So what's my
Kasi
thought about
kanina pa
it?
ako nakabasa dito ng historical revisionism.
Oh, okay. What's your thought about it?
Okay, actually, yan, teachers have their own biases with regard to the way they teach, and it will always go back on their experiences. And upon
Mhm.
knowing, based on of the researches that we had when I was in college, iba pala ang history tinuturo sa North, tapos iba sa South, iba sa Mindanao. May pagkakaiba, may mga revision na nangyayari. That's why Filipinos have their own different foundations with regard to their foundation in
History.
history. So ganyan, kaya some people are having conflicts like what we are having, not actually in our conversation because it's so educational and intellectual. Pero I think that is the main root. Iba-iba ang tinuturong history sa mga schools and then depende sa geographical area mo. That is
Mhm.
my stand. That's why I think we have to meet on common ground and really do research. That's why kanina pa I keep on
That's why
mentioning
it's
that.
better to present everyone objective data.
Mhm.
Pare-pareho tayo. Present as objective data. Kasi kung research ang ibibigay sa atin, research, even experts may iba-ibang opinion yan eh. 'Di ba? Even expert has different opinion. May
Yeah.
pro-vax, may anti-vax. So
Yeah.
sa atin, it's better to present as all the objective data pare-pareho sa lahat ng lugar sa Pilipinas, then let us decide. At least pare-pareho yung information na nakukuha natin.
Yes, that's
And sa
correct,
akin,
sir.
sa revisionism, history and information should always be reviewed based on the new facts that will come out. 'Di ba? Kasi alam natin that we are discovering every day
Yeah.
more and more.
Yes,
So,
yun nga.
kung if we will not kung hindi natin i-aano, anong term? Hindi
I-accept
natin
yung...
babaguhin yung history. Eh sana pala dapat hanggang ngayon flat earth pa rin tayo. Kasi 'di ba, yung parang hanggang ngayon dapat Pangaea pa rin tayo kasi hala, bakit binabago nyo yung history? Eh Pangaea tayo.
Okay,
We should
correct.
always update. Yes, we should always update our information. Kung ano yung lalabas na information, dapat nga every sa akin dapat every generation should review the history. Kasi kunwari, now that we know that NPA can do a lot of things, we will see history in a different color, in a different view.
Perspective.
Na ngayon pala, noon sobrang bilib na bilib natin sa media. So as if everything na came from the media will be it's as if the media is a bible. Pero now that we saw na may mga fake news ang media, we will see history in a different light.
That's
'Di
true.
ba? That's why we need to always
Yes,
we
sir.
should always look at you should always look at ano ba yung mga pwede nating ano ba yung pwede nating i-correct, kasi history should not always be came from it should always based on facts. Kung may bagong facts na lumabas, we should change the history based on that fact. Yun
Okay,
yun yung
correct.
sa akin.
Yeah, that's true now, sir. So I can see some comments here. True update infos and truth. Yeah, there's a lot of revisions that are currently happening in our history, but those particular changes or revisions that are happening are really based on research. Tama, sir?
Yes, yes.
Doon siya nang galing. Tapos another pa is, but I think what will just make historical revisionism wrong, although there is a clamor that we have to illegalize that, if the particular intention of the revision will favor a certain group of people or a certain people, or it
Hmm.
is being done by intention or intentionally siya
Yes,
nagawa,
yes,
dun talaga siya.
yes.
And then also, sir, you mentioned a moment ago about the we have to base all our reflection, our synthesis on the available data or the objective data or the artifacts that we have. And then just to inform
Mhm.
everyone, once we interpret or once we record that particular data, that is also already a research. Because in research, on chapter 3, we have the methodologies, okay? On the methodologies, we will be presenting the statistical tools that we are going to have. And then one of the ways to record that is to gather data. Okay? So, but the research
Yes,
itself will just be secondary, as what you have said, sir. So at least
yes,
we met on common ground, sir. No, it's so
yes,
nice that
yes.
I had an opportunity to discuss these things, because to
Mhm.
be honest, I will still remain on my particular perspective,
Mhm.
because, sir, the realities of the people here, maybe yato, your mischief, yung kay mischief, yung experiences namin iba with regards to martial law, and
Yes.
we cannot blame, and you cannot blame us with regard to this,
Mhm.
as the same as how we respect your perspectives with regard to your own ideology then. So yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
I will stand on my point, sir, that Marcos is not a
I
hero.
will just say something.
Yeah.
Sa akin kasi, ako sir, I always research. I
Yeah.
always research kasi ayoko nang maloko. Minsan na akong naloko nung panahon nung issue tungkol kay Corona. That's why I always research. And I don't care if my research will favor another person, another side. Kasi kung yun yung sinasabi ng research, what can I do?
Yes.
Should I change the research that I have para lang hindi ako maging bias? Kung yung research is saying something that is good to one party, we should believe that because that's the research, that's the data available. Ang problema, kung kailangan nating baguhin para hindi ako bias, I should change what my views. Hindi
Yeah.
ganon. Kung
That's true,
yung
sir.
truth will point on something and it will favor someone, eh baka yun talaga yung katotohanan. Should we not believe that? For me it's illogical.
Ah, yes, sir.
So ako, I don't care kung anong maging tingin sa akin ng tao. I will stick on my research because I am the one who researched that. 'Di
Okay.
ba? So I don't care nga kung tawagin ako DDS. Ako actually
It's
I
okay,
started
sir.
with this I started with this information, with this etong ngayon na kay Marcos. I am in both sides. Wala akong sure, di ako sure kung ano. But since ang problema sir sa eto kasi ang scholarly research. Scholarly research are changing over
Yes,
time.
that's true.
There
It's
are new
dynamic
information that is
because
coming out. Dati ang
it has
cholesterol
to
is
be
purely
parallel for the
bad.
changes
Pero
happening.
ngayon ang cholesterol, may good cholesterol, may bad cholesterol. Ngayon
Saturated,
nga,
unsaturated,
meron ng
saturated.
ngayon nga meron ng diet based on fats.
Yes.
So, 'di ba? So
Actually, sir,
ngayon,
just to share something, because as what I have said, I have no political colors, because yun nga nakita ko kanina before I go here, nakita ko yung isang teacher na gumawa ng module na glorify si kahit wala naman tayong official talagang mother of Philippine democracy, no?
oo.
So doon. Kasi sir, to be honest, one of my idols is really Miriam Defensor Santiago. But I
I
don't
agree
know
to
why
that.
she chose to have Bongbong Marcos to be her vice president, no, from a very intellectual woman.
Yes, yes,
Tapos pipiliin niya yun. I have questions, I have
yes.
doubts because of my political beliefs, because of the
And
um
mind you,
yeah.
sir, Miriam is
uh
present during the
Yes,
martial
she's
law.
present. She witnessed everything. And then now I have doubts. I have questions. But
Mm.
upon weighing everything based on the narratives na yun nga pinag-awayan natin sir kanina,
Oo.
I still remain on my ano
Mm.
pa tawag yun? I still remain on my perspective.
Oo.
Kasi ego yun eh, pagkakaroon ng bayag yun.
Yes.
But sir, then I realized that I think tama nga naman, no? Yung kasalanan ng anak ay ng ama dapat wag ipasa sa anak.
Mhm.
So, why don't, if ito sa akin, maybe although I did not see any projects that affected me or anything, maybe
Yes.
at least reach out or study or research or have an interest about that person, no?
Oo.
Uh,
Ah,
so,
ako ang nakita ko, sir, yun nga, yung wind farm niya. This is before the Renewable Energy Act. So, it is revolutionary sa panahon niya nung nag-start to.
mhm.
And actually, meron siyang page. Let me share something about Miriam Defensor. I have that question as well. Sa panahon ni Corona, na ano din ako, nauto din ako ng media. And I was really questioning bakit si Miriam Defensor pro siya kay Corona that time. Bakit si Miriam Defensor dinedefend si Corona that time? And all along I was wrong. And Miriam was right. Na yun pala kaya si Corona ino-ostracize kasi siya yung Chief Justice lamang na talagang nag-approve na ibalik yung lupa ng Hacienda Luisita dun sa mga farmers. Kaya siya pinapunish politically, emotionally and everything. So, during that time, I am also questioning bakit ang tali-talino ni Miriam Defensor pero pro-corona siya. So, this is
Yes.
something, and that's the reason why I don't want to be fooled again. I will do my own research before I create my own opinion. So
Okay, sir.
I will not
Uh,
depend on anyone. Yung mga sinasabi dito at yung mga sinasabi kunwari may sinabi sa akin, I will not believe that right away. I will research about
you
that
do a
first
fact check.
before I will believe that. I will
Okay,
take it. I will take it, but I will not believe that right away. Na may
yes.
nagsabi sa akin ganito until I research about that na ay oo nga no, meron talagang information tungkol doon. It's the time that I will believe it and I will say it as if it's my word.
Okay. Yan, sir, nakikita ko na so pwede naman palang pag-usapan, although we have different ideologies, we can have a healthy and intellectual
Yes.
conversations. And then I
Yes.
think this is the one which our future president needs, di ba? For us to
Yes.
be united regardless of our ideology. We can meet halfway. That's why I think it would be better if we will just avoid some ad hominems attacks, okay, during a
Yes.
debate or an argument, for us to have a very good discourse. So thank you so much, sir, for this. And then
Thank
yan,
you, Sir John Michael.
yeah, thank you so much. Nasa na si sir. But as what I have said, sir, thank you. At least I have learned something, no? But I will still remain on my perspective that
Yes, yes,
Ferdinand
yes.
Marcos is not a hero.
Yes,
Okay, because
actually,
of what
sir,
happened
we
before.
we are really looking for a strong opposition. Yung
Uh,
opposition na hindi lang yung hindi lang puro parang we want an opposition na talagang that will question our what we have right now. Para we can keep on developing the opinion. Hindi yung parang
yeah.
ayaw kasi namin ng yung parang one-liner na mga opposition na hindi
Yes.
nag-research. Na pag
Yeah.
tinanong mo tungkol dito, kaya natutuwa ako. I agree with you that agriculture is one of the base, especially in the Philippines, and it should be in the whole world. So it is you have a good point there. You really have a good point there. So actually, agriculture then, sa akin, every industry should have energy as its backbone.
Yes.
So it's
At
actually,
yun ang
it's
perspective ko.
supportive.
That's
It's
why I have to
supportive.
respect that, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
our both our
Arguments.
arguments are supportive with each other.
Kasi
So
sir,
ganun lang
as
yun.
of now, there is a claim, clamor talaga na, ang baba di ba ng presyo ng biga, I mean ng palay,
Mm-mm.
tapos ang taas-taas ng presyo ng bigas, and then one of the things that can affect this is our economic, current situation. That's why there is really a need for us to hike na kasi ang totoo naman talaga nagsasuffer is yung mga poor talaga, no? Kaya,
I think Sir John Michael, this we can be helped by Open FDI.
mm,
We can be helped by Open FDI, especially yung agriculture. Alam mo yung ginagawa ng alam mo yung ginagawa ng Magnolia. What they are doing is they are looking for poultry farms and binibigyan nila ng mga chicks, binibigyan nila ng mga feeds. Kumaga sila magsusupply ng lahat and they
community
will help.
engagements, oo.
Yes,
May purpose kasi yan,
through the
sir.
businesses.
kapag
Through businesses.
kapag ganyan, ang alam ko, ay hindi naman sa businesses, ay sa bagay, pero ang iba, halimbawa bagang SM, nag-ano sila ng scholarships, di ba? To make
Oo.
their taxes lower. But anyway, so
And,
yeah, yes sir.
and it's good kasi imbis na walang problema sa tax kasi what we want is katulad nito. Kunwari may pumunta ditong foreigner kasi sa ibang bansa even tuyo is export quality kasi merong nag-i-invest na foreigners. Kasi wala tayong ganun pang technology dito and we don't have a lot of idea on how to make export. So, kung may mag-invest dito na foreign direct investors, tapos sasabihin natin, we will incentivize you. We will lower your tax. Just help if you will help our agriculture sector, our farmers. So they will help them with proper technology. They will help them to make to so we don't need our government to make a lot of projects. So ang gagawin natin, yung government natin will not use a lot of money to make projects na pwede namang gawin nung mga businesses na actually yung mga idea nila and technology it's world class. So ngayon, we can help our agriculture and we can maximize our economy both at the same time. 'Di ba?
Yeah,
Matutulungan natin yung
yeah.
farmers, yung business, yung tax collection
Kasi
natin
sir, yeah,
both
that
at
is
the
so
same time.
ideal, no? Napakagandang isipin pero hindi talaga siya nangyayari.
Nangyayari siya, sir. I am actually giving you
Saan siya nangyayari? Dito kasi sa amin sa Bicol, wala talaga eh.
taga
Mga
Bicol ako, sir.
creation ng mga, ng mga,
Wala, pare-pares
tawag
tayo.
dito,
Taga
farmers,
Bicol
wala.
tayo lahat. Tayo tatlo.
I am exposed through doing community immersions, community outreaches, but I saw the situation of the poor people here in our country. It's devastated talaga. It's worst. That's why
Okay.
the things that you are saying, sir, it's not really based on what I can see here in
Ah,
our area.
Sir Michael,
Mhm.
kasi yun nga, una ang problema saan poor ba to? Kasi una, ang problema natin, sir, papasok na kasi tayo sa insurgency,
Yes, sir,
sa
but
problema
we don't
natin
have
sa
to be technical like that. We have to consider those things that we can see. Alam mo ba, sir, dito sa amin, one of the farmers that we have there in Ragay,
Mhm.
they are farmers, ha?
Mm-mm.
Nagkikisaka sila ng lupa. Tapos kumakain lang sila sa isang araw 2 beses.
Mhm.
Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na tamad sila. Kasi
Yes.
they are working from 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. for 12 hours.
Okay. So, ganito kasi sir. Ang problema is we don't have a lot of ito kasi ang isa sa mga pinaka problema dahil dito sa 60-40 rule. Nauungusan tayo. Yes, lumalago yung economy natin every now and then. But we are not hindi tayo nakaka-keep up sa pangangailangan ng bansa. Kasi padlaki ng palaki yung ano natin, yung needs natin at the same time, parami ng parami yung kailangan nating gawin. Etong problema dun sa 60-40 rule. Kasi ang tagal when na-liberalize yung ibang bansa, syempre doon pumunta yung mga investors kasi naintindihan mo yung 60-40 rule, sir? Do you have any idea about that?
It's about the division of yung kita.
Ang mangyayari, sir, kung ikaw investor, pag pumunta ka dito sa Pilipinas, you need to get a Filipino investor na makikipartner sa'yo at magkakaroon ang sayo lang, kung ikaw yung may-ari ng business at lahat-lahat, Ikaw yung nagpakilala sa buong mundo, you will only get 40%. And kung ako yung kapartner mo, wala akong, ikaw sa iyong business at lahat-lahat, 60% ang makukuha ko. So ang tanong, will you invest in the Philippines? Meron ka namang Thailand, Vietnam at Singapore na pag doon ka nag-invest, you will have 100% of your kita.
Okay,
'Di ba?
why do we keep on looking for investors when we have NFA, or
Because
National Food Authority, which is being headed by our government? Why they
no,
can't
sir.
have the
We need
ano?
investors. We really need investors to give
Yes, I understand that.
we need to
Uh-huh.
investors to give our workforce enough jobs.
Okay,
We
that's
need
true. Mhm.
investors to get more to strengthen our economy. We need investors to get more taxes. Para yung etong mga to, eto kasing mga investors na to, hindi lang to kunwari, bigyan kita ng isang example. Pag nagbigay sila ng mas maraming trabaho, mas marami ang magtatrabaho sa bansa, and it will give more opportunity. It will give more opportunity dun sa mga sabi mong nasa laylayan para
Uy,
makakuha ng
don't wish kami
trabaho.
nasa laylayin. I don't wish that word.
Sige, sige. Yung mga taong sinasabi mong nahihirapan, ang problema kasi, kulang yung supply ng employment dito, and our local investors cannot keep up. Wala tayong
Yes.
enough investors locally na kayang magbigay ng trabaho para sa mga taong to. Ang problema sa ibang bansa, actually, nagkukulang, dahil marami silang investor, nagkukulang yung mga tao doon. Kaya nga ang dami nating OFW sa ibang bansa kasi kulang na ang tao nila. If ever dito yon, they don't need to go out. And yung mga taong kahit yung mga tambay, they can get work. At pag itong mga tao to, mas marami ang nagtatrabaho sa Pilipinas, mas marami ang tax per employee. Gets?
Mhm.
Maliban
Correct.
doon, Maliban doon, yung tax pa dun sa business na nandito.
Yeah.
Maliban doon, kasi hindi sila pwedeng magmay-ari ng lupa. Meron pang withholding tax dun sa pagrenta nila dun sa lupa. So kung may lupa ka, kung isa kang farmer or kung meron kang lupa na hindi mo ginagamit, that person can get income from that. So maraming benefits ang pagkakaroon ng investor. Mabuti kung kaya ng local investors, hindi eh. Actually, kahit ibang bansa, their local investors cannot keep up with the needs. Kaya nga, kahit sa US may mga Chinese investors eh. Kahit sa China may ibang investors din.
But we have, I think we have to to maintain balance for that investments, no, because we really have to avoid neo-colonialism.
Ah,
Yeah.
we cannot actually, the K-pop is neo-colonialism.
Yes. But
So what we can do is to fight we can compete with neo-colonialism. We can strengthen our culture, we can strengthen our economy, that in the future time, we are the one like South Korea, 'di ba? Now they are the one who is prevailing in neocolonialism. Even US is pro K-pop now. So that's why we need to really really strengthen our economy para in the future hindi lang project about the poor ang magagawa ng Pilipinas. Kasi we have more money, more taxes, more ang nagtatrabaho, mas marami ang pera ng government to make projects and policies na para dun sa mahihirap. At pag nagawa natin yun, if we have more money, we can even invest in our culture. And like South Korea, if we can invest in our culture, we can fight neo-colonialism. Actually nakakaano na tayo eh. Kahit pa pa, noon ang sobrang talong-talo tayo, ang tingin sa atin made. Can we fight neo-colonialism with being made in the eyes of the foreigners? No. Ngayon, ang tingin na sa Pilipinas is the house of beauty, beauty queen, 'di ba? Meron na tayong gold medalist. We need to really keep up. So we cannot keep up without resources. Para makagawa tayo ng Heidelin Diaz, we need to give her budget to train well.
but based on what I know upon the first about the statements of Miss Diaz, the one who got the gold medal, she did
Mhm.
not receive any support during
Yes,
her
she did.
training.
She did get support from the
She
government.
didn't get.
She did, she
She
did.
didn't. Sabi niya,
She did.
may day pa siya noon na naghahanap siya ng sponsors because the government itself is
Kasi
not.
even other countries, hindi talaga na fully budget. Actually, before Diaz, hindi talaga natin nasusupport ang athletes natin.
Yeah.
Pero kung
That's why
nagkulang
it's
lang,
wrong. Ang point ko lang dito, sir, that's why it's wrong that we have to glorify the government or
John
the
Michael, hindi siya hindi na-support. Nagkulang lang yung support kasi sobrang mahal ng pagtitraining. Hindi ibig sabihin, hindi siya nakakuha ng support. She needs more. She needs more. And that's a different story. You can research about it. Even Heidelin said about that.
I
Na
tried to
nagkulang lang siya.
research about that. I did not find anything
I,
regarding that. Maybe you can
guys,
send me the
Meron
link.
akong napanood na nag-thank you
ayan.
siya kay Bongo.
Like, thank you sa kay Bongo because of the gift that was given to her after winning.
Nakakakuha siya ng budget from
Oo, kasi may nasa rule yun, nasa batas talaga yun na kailangan suportahan. But yun nga, tama nga naman, not enough. Okay.
Kasi nga noon John Michael, hindi nasusuportahan ang athletes natin, as in zero support from the government.
Yes.
Actually
May
kailangan
support
nila
lang kapag nanalo na dati.
actually kahit nanalo na pinapa-juice lang pinapa-juice lang eh. This is the first time that pag kahit you can I'll try to research kasi
Okay.
naka-cellphone, isa lang cellphone ko. But I have a source na I can look up na Heidelin really gets support from the government. Yun lang, kulang lang kasi kaya siya humingi dati. And nung na-ostracize, nung naano nga siya, nag-backfire sa kanya. Di ba hindi na siya
Kinalify niya.
nagsalita after?
Yeah.
Di ba hindi na siya nagsalita after? So, natulungan siya ng gobyerno and it is the first time na gumawa tayo ng mga facilities for our athletes na world class, and that is one support for our athletes maliban dun sa nakukuha nilang budget. Actually, ibang bansa nagrenta sa facility natin. Ibig sabihin, world class talaga ang facility natin. So ngayon, we really need to fight, we really need to compete. Hindi natin pwedeng pigilan ang neocolonialism kasi yun na talaga eh. Kesa naman dun sa dati na war, 'di ba? Kesa naman dati na pasabugan. Hindi natin mawawala
Pero
yan.
we have to maintain in moderation with regard to neocolonialism kasi nakakatakot talaga siya kapag na-romanticize masyado, no?
Hindi ko siya rinoromanticize, pero sa akin kasi, we cannot stop it. Actually, kahit nasa isip natin na we should fight it, K-pop na ang bansa.
I think hindi naman siya issue about neocolonialism ang ganyan. I think it's more of
that's neocolonialism through the mind. Ang neocolonialism is about through the mind.
Ang alam ko kasi, based on what I remember during my college, one of my professors discussed about neocolonialism as the domination of foreign military, economic interventions on a certain state for konting-konti na siya
Don't you think K-pop is an economy? Don't you think K-pop is an economy? Hindi ba to isang industry na kumikita ang South Korea? Don't you think anime is an economy?
Which is being colonized. That's why it's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's why we need to.
Sa atin.
Bakit tayo nako-colonize?
Preserving and safeguarding our own culture, di ba?
Because we don't have enough money to support our culture. We have a lot of priorities na hindi nakaka-keep up ang resources natin. But if we have enough resources, we can even fund our culture. Ngayon kasi, kung ipa-prioritize natin yung mga priority, culture will not be one of them. Kasi meron tayong kailangan palakasin natin yung natin, armed forces, kailangan labanan natin dapat palakasin natin yung safety sa bansa. So, if we have enough money, baka maabot natin yung culture. Dapat nga, nung panahon ni Marcos, that's one thing na I research. Focus ni Imelda ang culture.
Narinig ko rin
so, noon, grabe, as in, sa Japan ba o China, talagang, hinalikan yung kamay ni Imelda kasi, sabi ng China, they did not unite through power, they unite through culture. So, naging united sila kasi, nagkaroon sila ng identity. That's why, I don't want to ayoko ng history about about the colonial Philippines, the colonial the ano the about sa colonialism sa Philippines. Gusto ko pre-colonialism. Bago tayo nasakop. Pag-usapan natin ano ang Pilipinas bago tayo nasakop. Gaano kayaman ang Pilipinas? Gaano kayaman sa ginto ang Pilipinas? Gaano Do you know that noon ang China at ang Philippines is trading fairly at merong as if China and Philippines is an equal kingdom?
What is the, tawag mo dito, historical account that you are using, sir?
I will send you. Meron ako. I
Kasi
can send
hindi
you.
ako pwedeng maniwala agad-agad kasi
Yes, yes.
each
Ah,
historian has their own tawag mo dito, account. Iba yung kay Herona, iba yung kay Pegafita, iba yung kay Villalobos o kahit sino pa man. But anyway, sir, I'm so sleepy
I
na.
will send you
Let
I
me
will
just
send you.
address one
Meron
question, sir. May
ah,
gusto niya ata pure makabayan. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, but the Alvin George. Yes. Because I believe that nationalism and patriotism is the key for us to be good Filipinos and to save everything that we have. Unahin ang bansa, to be honest. Yan. Sir Koko, I have to sleep na. I have may pasok
po.
pa kasi.
Yes,
Sino
yes.
nang sunod sa akin?
Message me para pag nakuha ko yung
Yeah.
source. Actually, nasa messenger ko eh. Kaya pag nakuha ko yung source ko, everything is intact naman. I will send to you the
Okay.
link.
I will be more than happy to receive that, sir.
I
Thank you.
have 2 or 3
Mhm.
na you can read. Actually, ang haba nila.
Yeah.
So,
But I checked na yung kay Herona pa na-check ko ngayon eh. Pero sabi doon that we are rich in gold. However, nagaano ang mga Pilipino nun eh. Ano tawag mo doon? Hindi
hindi
fair
alam mo ba na noon meron ng mga parang seal ang mga kingdom sa bansa. Now when we go to China, pag nakita yung seal na yun, it will be recognized as a friendly kingdom. So, and yun nga, merong ng bansa, merong leader ng bansa, a sultan or raha na na parang nilibing sa China. Basta I will send you the link.
Yeah.
Sobrang
I will
ganda ng
I
kultura ng
will just
Philippines.
research about that or read about that. Okay, for me to believe that. Thank you, sir. It's an honor to talk with you, sir
Thank you,
Coco.
thank you.
Bye-bye. I have to sleep.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love, love.
Thank
Umaga
you.
na. Andyan pa ba si Sir
Antok na antok
si
ka.
Sir Arnold?